Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Alex, head representative also here. We're gonna start with the live drawing in the pro categories in this APPT Grand Slam Singapore in Ricochet, the second Grand Slam in a row in Singapore, and the third one coming after Jakarta also. So as always, we're gonna start now with the pro mixed draw. As you can see, is a draw of 16 with 15 teams, and 15 teams, and that means that we have one bye left. There are no teams from the same country, so it will be we will draw the first 8 seeded players, and then the rest 7 will be randomly placed in the empty brackets. So we're gonna start drawing if Constanza and Andre or Gabo and Rika are placed in the bracket number 1 or bracket number 16, because they both have the same points. So we're gonna now, because we have in the player list Constanza in the top, we're gonna decide if they go in bracket number 1 or bracket number 16. So Constanza will go to the bracket number 1, that means to the top part of the draw, and Gabo will go to the bottom part of the draw. That means, Alex, Constanza gets the bye because it was placed already in the position number 2. There's no other byes. Now we're gonna see if seeded number 3, which is Ayato, will be placed in the brackets number 8 or bracket number 9. 8 and 9, and Ayato and Kotomi, they go in the bracket number 9. So to the bottom side of the draw, that means seeded number 4, Jerry and Zayu Chayu, they go to the bracket number 8, top part of the draw. Let's continue with Ezequiel and Daria and Sergil and Larissa as seeded number 5 and seeded number 6. So they can be placed in the brackets number 5 and bracket number 12. 5 and 12. So Ezequiel and Daria, they are going to bracket number 12, bottom side of the draw. That means that Sergil and Larissa, they go to the bracket number 5. And let's close the seeded players with Irina and Pablo and Timothy and Anais. So the empty brackets for these seeded players are bracket number 4 and bracket number 13. Bracket number 4 and bracket number 13. So the seeded number 7, Irina and Pablo, will be placed in the bracket number 13, again in the bottom side of the draw, and Timothy and Anais, they go to the top in the bracket number 4. Now, because of, as we said, no teams from the same country, we're gonna split with the empty in the empty brackets the rest of the teams, and we have as empty brackets number 3, 6, 7, 3, 6, 7, 10, 11, 14 and 15. So the next team in the player list is Adriana and Martin Nochese, that they will go in the bracket number 10. They will face Ayato and Kotomi in the first round. Ho Chong, and Shelly, they will go in the bracket number 6. Playing against Sergil and Larissa, Patrick and Michelle will go to the bracket number 7. Playing against Jerry and Zayu Chayu, bracket number 12. Seeded number 12, Devi and Sinlo, they will go in the bracket number 15. Playing against Gabo and Rika, Pamela and Jerry will go to the bracket number 11. against Ezequiel and Daria. Dilara, and Olivier will go to the bracket number 14. So playing against Irina and Pablo. So Natalia and Nuno, they will go in the empty bracket number 3, playing against Timothy and Anais. So with that, we have completed the professional mix draw. Time now to jump to the professional female category, where, as you can see, it's a draw of 8 teams with no buys, 8 full teams, and 2 teams from the same country, the Japanese Kae Tukumoto and Saki Sukamoto, and Masumi Kato and Haura Obata. So let's place is in the top bracket number 1, Natalia and Constanza as seeded number 1, Anais and Kotomi as seeded number 2 in the bracket number 8. Time now to know where Michelle and Zayu Chayu and Kae and Saki they go, if in the top part of the draw or the bottom one. So we have bracket number 4 and bracket number 5. That means the first team, Michelle and Zayu Chayu from China, they go to the top side of the draw, bracket number 4, and Kae and Saki from Japan, they go to the bracket number 5, bottom part of the draw. Let's now randomly put the rest of the teams. So we have number 2, 3, 6, and 7 brackets empty. It was 2, 3, 2, 3, 6, 6, and 7, to see in which side of the draw they go. So the first team will be Daria and Irina. They go to bracket number 3, facing Michelle Zayu from China. The next one, Larissa and Rehmat, will go in the bracket number 6, playing against the Japanese. The next one, Masumi and Haruna from Japan, they'll go in bracket number 2, playing against Natalia and Constanza. That means that Pamela and Fila, they go in the bracket number 7, playing against Anais and Kotomi. So with that, we have already also the professional female draw done, and let's jump to the last one of the pro categories, which is the pro male category. As you see, it's a draw of 16 with no buys, 16 teams, and 5 players from Spain and 5 teams from Spain and 2 teams from Japan. So we're gonna start placing the seeded number 3 and number 4, choosing if they go in the bracket number 8 or bracket number 9 to the top or bottom part of the draw. So seeded number 3, Tim Brown and Andrea Melisi, they go to the top part of the draw, facing Dani Bresel and Manel Tabueña in a potential semi-final. That means Shungo and Ayato, they go to the bottom side of the draw. Now time for Sergi Nogueras, Marc Bernils, and Jose Soto and Eduardo Ladebetze, and they're gonna split between bracket number 5 and bracket number 12. So the first of them, Sergi Nogueras and Marc Bernils, they go to bracket number 12, bottom side of the draw, and Jose Soto and Eduardo Ladebetze to the bracket number 5. Time now for the last seededs, which are Jerry and Martin Nochese, Dani Oyo and Alex Dumenac, so they can go in bracket number 4 or bracket number 13, 4 and bracket number 13. So the first one, which are Jerry and Martin, they go to the bottom part of the draw, bracket number 13. That means that Dani and Alex go to the bracket number 4, top side of the draw. Okay, Shungo. Bracket 9, that's right. It's a copy-paste mistake, not a drawing mistake. Perfect. So now we're gonna split first the Japanese team. That means that Leon and Nasa can't face Shungo and Ayato in the first round. That means that we have empty brackets number 2, number 3, 2, 3. We have 6, 7, 11, 14, 15. So Leon and Nasa, they go to the bracket number 3, facing Danny Oyo and Alex Dumenac in the first round. And now time for the Spanish team, which are not seeded, which is Uriol Sosa and Alberta Scuffet, that they can go in the empty brackets with no other Spanish teams, that are 6, 7, 10, 14, and that's it. So Uriol and Albert, they will go in the bracket number 6. That means that they will play against Jose Soto and Eduardo Ladebetze in the first round. Now, yes, we have no more teams from the same country, so let's keep with seeded number 9, which is Andre Holstein, and we will put the empty brackets, which they are 2, 7, 10, 11, 2, 7, 10, 11, 14 and 15, 14 and 15. So time now to know where the next seeded team, which is Andre and Enzo, will be placed. They go in the bracket number 7, playing against Tim and Andrea in the first round. Next one is Singi and Michael. They will go in the bracket number 15, playing against Paul and Edu. Next one, Ezequiel and Jorge, will be placed in bracket number 14. That means they will play against Jerry and Martin Nochese. Oliver and Gabo, they will go in the bracket number 2, playing against top seeded 1 Danny Bresel and Manel Tabuena. Chun Hu and Shin Lo, both coming from Hong Kong, they will be placed in the bracket number 10, playing against Shungo and Ayato. That means Cristo and Michael will go in bracket number 11, facing Sergi Nogueras and Mark Bernils in the first round. So with that, we have completed the Pro Male draw, also in this APPT Grand Slam Singapore in Ricochet. So thank you very much for following this draw, and see you this weekend on court.